We're back and we're going to keep on going on our journey. Of course, I'm here looking like infinity. So let's get this adventure started. Scott, are you ready? Oreo Jr., we're going to just put you into infinity. And we're going to get started, of course, with more Hitchhikers Guide to the Galaxy. Let's go. Silently, the air car coasted through the cold darkness, a single soft glow of light that was utterly alone in the deep Margarethian night. It sped swiftly. Arthur's companion seemed to sink in his own thoughts. And wait, didn't I read this already? Did we go through this chapter?
I don't know. I thought they were about to talk about the mice.
Okay. Oh, y'all. Sorry. Of course, here we go. I done messed up already. Okay. Here we go. Sorry, y'all. We on chapter 25.
Paragraph of the chapter.
Oh, no, I found it.
Okay.
There are, of course, many problems connected with life, of which some of the most popular are: why are people born? Why do they unalive? Why do they want to spend so much of their time intervening time wearing digital watches? Scott has a problem with that. He got that little Apple Watch. Many millions of years ago, a race of hyper intelligent beings whose physical manifestation in their own pan-dimensional universe is not dissimilar to our own. Okay, that sounds like God. That sounds like what we be experimenting with in Sunday Funday school. Got so fed up with the constant bickering about the meaning of life, which used to interrupt their favorite pastime of barking and alter cricket. Girl, you got the aliens playing cricket too? Mm. A curious game which involved suddenly hitting people for no readily apparent reason and then running away. Okay, it sounds like they're live streamers. Hmm. Wait, I lost my place. Sorry, y'all. That they decided to sit down and solve their problems once and for all. And to this end, they built themselves a stupendous supercomputer, which was so amazingly intelligent that even before its data banks had been connected up, it had started from "I think, therefore I am." Okay, girl, it's smart. This is a smart computer. And got as far as deducing the existence of rice pudding and income taxes before anyone managed to turn it off. Can it come help us? Because we need some help with our income taxes.
Yes, we do.
Period. You know, tax season is right now. Jesus help us all. It was the size of a small city. Its main console was installed in a specially designed executive office mounted on a enormous executive desk of the finest ultra mahogany topped with rich ultra red leather. Okay, it sounds nice. That sounds real nice. Scott, we need that kind of desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do lives from there.
All right.
The dark carpeting was discreetly scrumptious, exotic potted plants, and tastefully engraved prints of the principal computer programmers and their families were deployed liberally around the room. And stately windows looked out upon the tree-lined public square. Okay, period. On the day of the great on-turning, two soberly dressed programmers with briefcase arrived and were shown discreetly into the office. They were aware that this day they would represent their entire race or represent. I'm over here making up words. It's because I'm infinity. So I do what I want.
All right.
Does it look when I wink? How that look? Anyway, represent their entire race in its greatest moment. But they conducted themselves calmly and quietly as they seated themselves before the desk, opening their briefcases and took out their leather bound notebooks. Okay, they sound like humans. This sounds real human. Like the aliens, we must have got the way we act from the aliens.
Sounds like it.
Mm-hmm. We're not that different, are we? Their names were Lunk, Will, and Fook. For a few moments, they sat in respectful silence. Then, after exchanging a few glances with Fook, Lunk Will leaned forward and touched a small black panel. The, the hum indicated that the massive computer was now in total active mode. After a pause, it spoke to them in a voice rich, resonant, and deep. Okay, it sounds like Barry White. I feel like it sounds like Barry White.
Yeah.
It said, and I'm going to do my best Barry White impression. Okay, Scott, tell me how I do. Y'all tell me how I do. Put it in the comment section. Tell me how I'm doing. Okay, wait. Here we go. Okay, y'all ready? It said, "What is this great task for which I, deep thought?" Yes. Do I sound like Barry White?
Sure.
I do. Deep thought, the second greatest computer in the universe of time and space, have been called into existence. Lunk, Will, and Fruit glanced at each other in surprise. Your task, oh computer, began Fruit. No. Oh, wait, that wasn't the computer. No, wait a minute. This isn't right, said Lunk, real worried. We designed this computer to be the greatest one ever, and we're not making do with second best. Sir, how you know if it's like it just got turned on? How you know if it's good or not? Like, how do we know yet? We just turned the damn computer on. It ain't even saying nothing for real. It sounds like Barry White, for Christ's sakes. Deep thought, he addressed the computer. Are you not, as we designed you to be, the greatest and most powerful computer of all time? I I describe myself as the second greatest, intoned Deep thought, and such I am. You know what I sound like? I sound like that chick off of Deuce Bigelow, Mel Gigolo. Like that chick, they be like cakes and pies. I sound good.
Okay.
Period. Okay. Another worried look passed between the two programmers. Lunkwill cleared his throat. There must be some mistake, he said. Are you not a greater computer than the Milnord Giggler brain of the Maxicillian, which can count all the atoms in a star in a millisecond? Y'all come over here and help me do my budget. The Milliard Gigabrain, said Deep Thought with unconcealed contempt. A mere axis. Mentioned it not. And are you not, said Fook, leaning anxiously forward, a greater analyst than the Googleplex star thinker in the seventh galaxy of light, which can calculate the trajectory of every single dust particle throughout a 5-week Burger Dab beta sand blizzard? A 5-week sand blizzard, said Deep Thought haughtily. You asked me. I'm okay. We're done with the Deep Thought voice. I'm just tired of it at this point.
Okay.
I'm bored with it. And if I'm bored with it, I know y'all are. So you ask this of me, who have contemplated the very vectors of the atoms in the Big Bang itself. Molest me not with this pocket calculator stuff. Okay, he said they ain't the second best. I said I'm the second best. Ask me. Somebody gonna have to tell me, like, why aren't they just saying who's the first best? Why are we taking a long route here? We taking a long route for no reason. It's unnecessary. Anyway, just ask them who the first best is, and then ask, can you buy that computer, sir? Sirs. The two programmers sat in uncomfortable silence for a moment. Then Lunkwick leaned forward again. But are you not, he said, a mere fiendish disruptor than the greatest girl? We ain't even gonna try this one. HOCNWOF 12, the magic and interfugable. And so D Thought says that name again. I'm not even about to try to do all that. Okay. It's not English, it's made up. Said D Thought, thoroughly rolling the R's. Okay, because it's a lot going on with the words here. Could talk all fours off a Arcarian mega donkey, but only I could persuade it to go for a walk afterwards. Then what, asked Fruit, is the problem? There is no problem, said Deep Thought, with magnificent ringing tones. I am simply the second greatest computer in the universe of space and time. But the second, insisted Lunquill. Why do you keep saying the second? You're surely not thinking of the MPTM, because I'm not about to sit up here with this. Are you? Or the Pondermatic, or the contemptuous lights flashed across the computer's console. I spare not a single unit of thought on those cybernetic simpletons, he boomed. I speak of none but the computer that is to come after me. Fook was losing patience. Sir, you losing patience with yourself. Because you the one sitting here asking all these stupid questions and saying, instead of saying, which one is number one? Who number one? Who get the gold in this? Wait, sorry. I lost my place. Oh, here it is. He pushed his notebook aside and said, I think this is getting needlessly messianic, whatever. You know nothing of future time, pronounced Deep Thought. And yet, in my teeming circuitry, I can navigate the infinite delta streams of the future probabilities and see that there might one day come a computer whose merest operational parameters I am not worthy to calculate. Period. It's like this computer's predicting AI or something. Something good. But which it will be my fate eventually to design. Fuchs sighed heavily and glanced across to Will. Can we get on and ask the question? He said. Lunkwill motioned him to wait. What computer is this of which you speak? He asked. I will speak of it no further in this present time, said Deep Thought. Now, ask what you will of me that I may function. Speak. They shrugged each other. Fook composed himself. Oh, Deep Thought computer, he said. The task we have designed you to perform is this. We want you to tell us, he paused. The answer. The answer, said Deep Thought. The answer to what? Life, urged Fook. The universe, said Luckwit. Everything, they said in chorus. That's one of the books. We gonna get to that, okay? We gonna get to that eventually, okay? That's one of the books. I get excited when they break the fourth wall, okay? Deep Thought paused for a moment's reflection. Tricky, he said finally. But can you do it? Again, a significant pause. I wanted to be like Deep Thought. I gave a significant pause. Yes, said Deep Thought. I can do it. There is an answer, said Fook with breathless excitement. A simple answer, added Luntwit. Yes, said Deep Thought. Life, the universe, and everything. There is an answer. But, he added, I have to think about it. A sudden commotion destroyed the moment. The door flew open, and two angry men wearing a coarse, faded blue robes and belts of the university burst into the room, thrusting aside the ineffectual flunky who tried to bar their way. We deem admission, shouted the younger of the two men, elbowing a pretty young secretary in the throat. Come on. The older one said, "You can't keep us out." He pushed a junior programmer back through the door. "We demand that you can't keep us out," bawled the younger one, though he was now firmly inside the room and no further attempts were being made to stop him. "Who are you?" said Lunkwick, raising angrily from his seat. "What do you want?" "I'm we gonna call you Mac, okay? Because announced the older one, "and I demand that I am Broom Fodble." We gonna call him Broom. Shouted the younger one. Mac turned to Vroom. "It's all right," he explained angrily. "You don't need to demand that." "All right," brawled Vroom, banging on a nearby desk. "I am Broom, and that is not a demand, that is a solid fact." "Sir, is your name Broom or no? Are you saying your name is allegedly Broom? Like, what are you like? We need you to get it together, honey." "No, we don't," declared Mac in irritation. "This is precisely what we don't demand." Scarcely pausing for breath, Broom shouted, "We don't demand solid facts." "So you want lies?"
Hmm.
"Okay, well, have fun with that." "What we demand is a total absence of solid facts." "Okay, so you want straight up lies. You want alternative facts." "Got it." "I demand that I may or may not be Vroom." "But who the devil are you?" exclaimed the outraged Fook. "We," said Mac, "are philosophers." "Though we may not be," said Vroom. I'm gonna need for Vroom to go find somewhere to be. Like, sir, go take a nap. Go over there and take a nap. Cause you ain't helping this case. Like, y'all done busted in this person's meeting. They trying to figure out the answer to everything. And you done busted in here talking about we may or may not be who we said we are. We may or may not want facts. Like, sir, go lay down. Go to Starbucks. Go do something. Jesus Christ. Okay. "Yes, we are," insisted Mac. "We are quite definitely here as representatives of the Amalgamated Union of Philosophers, Sages, Luminaries, and other thinking purposes. And we want this machine off." Uh-oh, it is a strike, baby. It's a strike. "And we want it off now." Hey, "What's the problem?" said Will. "I'll tell you what the problem is, mate," said Mac. "Demarcation. That's the problem. We demand," yelled Vroom. "The demarcation may or may not be the problem." Girl, this man is the problem. "You just let the machines get on with the adding up," warned Mac, "and we'll take care of the internal varieties. Thank you very much. You want to check your legal position? You do, mate. Under the law, the quest for ultimate truth is quite clearly the inalienable prerogative of your working thinkers. Any bloody machine, sorry, we are in the UK, goes and actually finds it, and we're straight out of jobs, are we? Uh-oh, they said they took our jobs.
Oh no.
They took our jobs. This machine took our jobs. A lot of people say AI doing the same. I mean, what's the use of our sitting up half the night arguing that there may or may not be a God if this machine only goes and gives you his bleeding phone number the next morning? So y'all want to sit and argue about things and never come up to a definitive conclusion? Is that why Vroom is over there like, maybe, we don't know, allegedly? Because y'all point is to never come to a conclusion? Is that what you're saying? Anyway. "That's right," shouted Vroom. "We demand rigidly defined areas of doubt and uncertainty. Keep them dumb." Suddenly, a voice boomed across the room. "Might I make an observation at this point?" inquired Deep Thought. "We'll go on strike," yelled Vroom. "Period. I told you they on strike." They said, we ain't gonna sit up here and confuse everybody. We gonna go on strike from confusing people. Period. Do better. Stop getting AI. That's right, said Mac. You'll have a national philosopher strike on your hand. Period, girl. Plato and them going on strike. The hum level in the room suddenly increased as several bass driver units, mounted in sedately carved and varnished cabinet speakers around the room, cut in to give Deep Thought's voice a little more power. Okay, Deep Thought's telling y'all to shut up. All I want to say, bellowed the computer, is that my circuits are now committed to calculating the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. He paused and satisfied himself that he now had everyone's attention before continuing more quietly. But the program will take me a while to run. Fook glanced impatiently at his watch. How long? He said. 7.5 million years, said D Thought, period.
Okay.
Not that long. Just set your clock. It ain't that long. This is a computer, honey. They last forever in this timeline. Not like, how we got to keep buying new ones. No. Deep Thought lasts for millions of years.
Let's get for him.
Lunkwick and Fook blinked at each other. 7.5 million years, they cried in unison. Yes, declaimed Deep Thought. I said I have to think about it, didn't I? And it occurs to me that running programs like this is bound to create an enormous amount of popular publicity for the whole area of philosophy in general. It's not going to be popular. So you got two philosophers sitting there acting a fool. One of them just confused as hell. He's so busy confusing people, he confused himself. Everyone's going to have their own theories about what answer I'm eventually going to come up with. And who better to capitalize on that media market than yourselves? So long as you can keep disagreeing with each other violently enough and malaligning each other in the popular press, period. And as long as you have clever agents, you can keep yourselves on the gravy chain for life. How does that sound? He's talking to them philosophers. Like, y'all ain't got to worry, baby. This is gonna take me 7.5 million years. Y'all got time to do whatever. Keep lying to the people. The two philosophers gaped at him. Bloody hell, said Mac. Now, that is what I call thinking. Here, Vroom. Why do we never think of things like that? Okay, so y'all ain't on strike no more because it's gonna take 7 million years. Don't know, said Broom in an odd whisper. Think our brains must be too highly trained, Mac. So saying, they turned on their heels and walked out the door and into a lifestyle beyond their wildest dreams. I'm gonna do one more chapter because it's short. Yes, very salutary, said Arthur after Bart had related the salient points of this story to him. But I don't understand what all this has got to do with the earth and mice and things.
Good question. I was wondering.
Well, he's telling the story about these people. It's going to all come together, but you got to be patient. You got to be patient. Remember they said people sitting there looking at their watches all day messing with time. Be patient.
Okay.
That is but the first half of the story, Earthman, said the old man. If you would care to discover what happened 7.5 million years later, on the great day of the answer, allow me to invite you to my study where you can experience the events yourself on the Senso tape records. That is, unless you would care to take a quick stroll on the surface of the new earth. It is only half complete. I'm afraid we hadn't even finished burying the artificial dinosaur skeletons in the crust yet. Then we have the periods of the era to lay down. Okay, look, I did not study archaeology, so I don't know how to pronounce these little periods. Okay, so we just gonna get the book. Get the book. No, thank you, said Arthur. It wouldn't be quite the time. No, said Bart. It wouldn't be. And he turned the air car around and headed back towards the mind-numbing wall. The eternity. The infinity. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna end it there, y'all.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna start off by asking you guys, what did you learn from the 2 chapters? Put it in the comment section. Tell me what you learned. Scott, what did you learn?
I mean, it's a wild and crazy galaxy. I'm still waiting for the answers.
Well, everybody's waiting on the answers. Duh. What I learned from this is sometimes people will keep a damn job. They'll keep stuff going just to have a job. Sometimes people break stuff just so they can have a job, okay? Because them philosophers was like, we don't ever get to the answer, okay? So we can have a job, okay? But that applies to a lot of other jobs. So be careful. Look at jobs and make sure it's not some job just to be having a job. Like they don't keep like not solving things, just so they can keep making money. Okay, that's what I got from it.
Okay.
Did you have anything else, Scott?
I do not.
Okay, well, as always, we enjoyed having you guys here. And we hope that you guys enjoy hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Huh? You said they did?
Yeah, I said we did.
Okay, period. You talking for everybody? Okay, period. As always, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, check out some other of our live videos, shorts, all that fun stuff if you would like. But we're gonna bid you guys adieu. We'll be back, of course, definitely, Friday, so we can have our fairy tale Friday, and we'll do more of the book. So from wherever we are to wherever you guys are, peace, love, happiness, and skin rinky dinky dink. We'll see you later. Bye, y'all.